Hello, welcome to another standard gameplay video. Today we're playing blue-white vehicles. This deck has all of the creatures have at least 3 power or more, because all of our vehicles need a crew of 3 or more. The only exception is Hotshot Mechanic, but it can power up to crew 4. I guess their Search Hacker Mech is a crew 4, but that's way later in the curve, and this is more of a removal spell for planeswalkers and creatures alike. The main reason I threw this deck together was Weatherlight Completed, card from the new set. As long as it has 4 more Phyresis counters on it, it's a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. Whenever another creature you control dies, you put a Phyresis counter on Weatherlight Completed, then draw a card if it has 7 or more Phyresis counters on it. If it doesn't, then you scry. So it's always going to be scrying until you get to 7, and then after that it's just drawing you straight up cards. There is no crew cost on this though, but that's where Mobilizer Mech comes in. Whenever it becomes crewed, up to one other target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. So you crew this, and then Weatherlight Completed becomes a creature, and then it gets going. The other thing is Mech Hanger. It's a land that can tap to add colorless, or you can add mana of any color to spend on pilot or vehicle spells, or pay 3, tap, and target vehicle becomes an artifact creature till end of turn. So if we have 4 mana, then we can crew up the Weatherlight Completed and get in for 5, and then have it not be a creature, so they can't be using their sorcery speed removal on it. The other cards in the deck, Imperial Recovery Unit, whenever it attacks, return target creature or vehicle card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So all of these are 2 or less. So plenty of things to get back. We've got Faithful Mending for some instant speed. Just kind of cycle through the deck trying to find our pieces, because we want to make sure that we have the right number of creatures to vehicles. I have a 1 of Sarah Paragon, another new card. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana 3 or less from your graveyard. If you do, it gains when it dies. Exile it and you gain 2 life. So that's going to get back a lot of our cards. Surge Hacker Mech, being the removal spell, deals twice the number of damage equal to twice the number of vehicles you control to a creature or planeswalker when it enters the battlefield. Then it's a 5/5 menace creature when you crew it up. And the rest of the spells are mass removal spells, so making them sacrifice, destroy all creatures, and then exile artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and graveyards. So we'll obviously not be exiling artifacts with this, but we can exile all the creatures, get rid of the board, and our vehicles will be unaffected, and then have Mech Hanger crew them up in the next turn and not have to worry about it. Another card that's really good with that is Fleeting Spirit, which is a 2 mana 3/1. You can pay 1, exile 3 cards from your graveyard, and it gains first strike until end of turn. That is not going to be used that often. It's the second ability. Discard a card, exile Fleeting Spirit, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. That we're going to be using more frequently to dodge removal spells, to dodge board wipes, and then come back in and still be able to block or crew up the vehicles. As far as the other lands go, 3 Deserted Beach, Attica Wastes, 4 Island, 11 Plains. That is the deck. Let's hop into some games and see how we do. Alright. White, blue, blue, white vehicles. Very keepable hand. We don't get to play the turn 1 Hotshot Mechanic, but that's not as important as having a mech out there sooner rather than later. And the mechs are, they're not as interactable as the creatures, especially with these black decks. Play that, play a mech. Ock-heel. Ock-eel. An eel and an octopus. Field of Ruin, that is a good reason to play a Darkar Wastes. We'll play our Hot Shot mechanic. We'll play Weatherlight completed. We will crew up. And we will attack. So we don't need to stay on defense, I don't think, for early on. I mean, if he wants to pump his mana into making this thing a 3-power guy, then go right ahead. But I'm not going to be blocking the Death Touch guy right off the bat. Meat Hook Massacre. Get to Scry. Farewell. That actually is kind of nice against this deck, especially since we have the Mech Hanger. So let's keep that on top, and we'll try to scry into some more lands later. But we can play Mech Hanger, we can play Adversary, pump it once, crew up the mech, swing in for 10. Alright, that was a good turn. They could kill Adversary. They could spend their time blowing up the Mech Hanger. Either way, I think it is bad for them. And we have Fleeting Spirit to swing in for lethal next turn. Alright, Soul Transfer. They have no colored mana. They have a 2/2. No matter what, we're going to get in with the Weatherlight. So we'll play Fleeting Spirit. We will crew. We will animate. And we will attack in for lethal. Good game. Alright, we are doing a crew deck. This hand is very keepable. We will play our planes out, pass turn. I think we'll go with Adversary as our turn 2 play. No, we will not. Let's go with Wastes, play Sentinel. Nothing to exile. But we can play Adversary turn 4 since we got that 4th land. And pump the team. We've been cut down. We've been cut down. Alright, Imperial Recovery Unit. Can't remove that. Now can you? Okay, you might be able to bounce it. You know, you got me there. You've got me there. We will not do that. We will instead play a Mech Hanger, play Intrepid Adversary, pay the cost, crew the robot, swing, get back our Sun Gold Sentinel, and hit you for 4. Mr. Lazy Bolt. Is that the sound that that face makes? Yeah, it might be a Lazy Bolt. Alright, 4 mana, strictly blue-black. This thing's kind of a cool thing. Being able to draw extra cards. I will draw cards with this, with both of these, considering I don't have anything else to do. So we'll draw 1. We will draw 2. We will play a land. And then we will, what we're going to do is we're going to play Hot Shot Mechanic for 5 mana. Do you have a counterspell? No. Okay, now we're gonna crew up Hotshot Mechanic into the recovery unit. And we're gonna attack with both of these guys. My thought process is if they kill Intrepid Adversary or they bounce him, whatever they're wanting to do, we get to play it again on a later turn after bringing it back with the recovery unit. Very Vandal, okay. So they get to draw. I'm guessing they're going to take both draws and then play stuff on my turn. It grows the Vandal. And we will be able to draw as well. I like they don't draw. Interesting. Okay, so we don't need to do anything. So we'll lose 2. What we can do is this turn we don't want to attack with anything. Next turn is when we want to be doing some stuff, and we can use by invitation only. We can just sweep the board this turn, actually. So resolve, decline, resolve, decline. We'll play a land. We will attack you with both. I think they know what this means. That we're going to wipe the board, but we get to gain some life in the meantime. What kind of tricks do I have up my sleeve? Lazy bolt. Lazy bolts. What you got? What you got, you Phyrexian Praetor? With those apocalypse of yours? My lips! I've got pocky on them. There's no way you can know what I'm gonna do. Sweet, so they take some extra damage, which is what I wanted. Then we're gonna, by invitation only, let's choose 10. Everybody's gonna sacrifice 10 creatures. And that's it. It's so simple. Vesuvian duplimancy. Alright. So no matter what, we're gonna get to do some stuff. So we'll play this. We'll play Paragon. We'll play Mechanic. We will crew. And we will attack. Getting back our Intrepid Adversary. Sweet! End turn. Now we have enough mana that no matter what they've got, we can play Adversary, pump it, and get the unit big enough to swing for lethal. But I'm guessing that they don't have that. Okay. Okay, they get to draw a card. That guy can't block, though. Interesting. I guess you use that on the duplimancy, and then you make a copy of Shieldred. Okay, so 4 mana. Let's play this. Pay once. Decline. Crew up the adversary into the recovery unit. Swing with everybody. Air tie. You get to destroy the angel, alright. That happens. We draw a card. you get to block the 4/5. That happens. Okay. I'm going to play the Sentinel, and I'm going to exile your removal. Yeah, let's get rid of your removal. Shieldred is the other option. I'm more worried about them having a way to get back Urtai, destroy something that's going to get in for lethal, than gaining 2 life. Because all of our stuff in this deck, with the exception of Mechanic, has power 3 or greater, so they can crew any of our vehicles. But Hotshot Mechanic crews vehicles as though it's power 2 or greater. And there we go. It's a win! Victory! Alright, another game with blue-white mechs. This hand, we definitely need some blue, but we have early plays, we can be aggressive, and we can get our mech down later. Intrepid Adversary is a great draw. So even if we're not getting mechy, we can still get in there. Drawing a lot of mobilizer mechs though. Not what you want to see. Part of me wants to just smack you. Let's just annihilate him. Swing. Could have done that differently. Could have attacked with just the commando, and if they wanted to trade, then they could trade, and we could have played another commando. But we've got a nice aggressive start. We'll be able to commando at the end of their turn and see what they do. Play a land. Adversary. Pay. Swing out. Down to 2. Let's see what they've got. They may have a sweeper. Nope. Okay, that's the game. Sweet. That was quick. No mechs allowed. Playing against Firefight 684 with blue-white mechs. Blue-white vehicle deck. This hand is keepable just because of the mech hanger. We don't have anything that we can... we don't have anything that we can actually play right now, or crew right now. Fleeting Spirit is an excellent one to get. So we'll actually play, let's see. I think we'll just go Mobilizer Mech, and then we can play out Fleeting Spirit next turn. Be able to discard a card to make sure that he lives if they have removal spell. And be able to crew up the mech and attack same turn. But playing out Weatherlight completed with nothing, it doesn't really do much. And we'll hold on to the mech hanger just in case they have a thing. So play that. Play Fleeting Spirit. And then we'll play defensively. No attacks. They're kind of an aggressive deck. You got Cult Conscript on 1 swinging at me. I think that's pretty aggressive. Shieldred. Good old Shieldred. Not sure why they're attacking, but we will block. Draw a card. Lose some life. Alright, so we'll play Mech Hanger. And we can play our Weatherlight. And potentially play another mech. Their option is to play the Mechanic. But I think we play I think we'll play him out last, just in case we need him. I think we do not attack here. There was the option to attack, exile him, and then bring it back by discarding like Weatherlight or Mechanic, but I'd rather not. Rather not. Okay, so we will crew up. Crew up. What you got going on, firefight? I'm going to try to block both your dudes. Will you let me? I'm seeing a removal spell. In that case, crew up. Weatherlight gets to scry. Sentinel, let's keep you. Yeah, let's keep you so I can exile some stuff from their graveyard. Pass to blockers. Block and block. We lose Weatherlight. They get their guy back. So maybe we want to just get rid of this guy then and try to get a land. Surge Hacker Mech, that is actually probably just as good or better. Let's save Surge Hacker Mech for if they have a Planeswalker or another thing we want to get rid of. We can play Weatherlight completed, keep the other stuff in our hand as discard fodder for something like Liliana, and crew up and swing. Or are we playing it safer? Part of me wants to just get in there while we can, and maybe I do play the hot shot Mechanic. Well, we have the mech hanger, so then we go to 12. I don't have any life gain. Let's just sit back, see what they've got. Wait a turn at least. At least. Alright, each player sacrifices a creature. You kicking it. You're kicking him, hey? Okay, so he's going to enter the battlefield. Boom. This thing does his thing. Let's discard a card. Goodbye, hot shot Mechanic. Alright, so we don't take any damage, and we've got another conscript. Alright, Spirit comes back, my turn. Alright, now I think it's safe to play one of these mechs. Boom, kill you. And then since we're going to be able to attack for two things, or with two things, we'll crew up both and we will get in there. There's an argument that we could activate this, have him come back, and be able to crew for a block, but I think that we turned a corner. Let's discard Farewell. We're at least 2 turns away from being able to play it, so I think that that is fine. Hopeful Initiate, you need counters. Okay, Firefight packs it in. They've seen enough. Alright, here's a game with our vehicle, blue-white vehicle deck. Need some blue mana, but we've got 2 early game plays that can beat down for good damage. So let's keep. And then Sarah Paragon to bring things back if we lose We lose some dudes. Epicure for the opponent, so likely the black-red sacrifice deck. There's a chance that it's actually a vampire deck, but I'm imagining we're going to see an anvil here. You looked at my dude. You killed my dude. That was rude. It's unnecessary. Do you have another play? No, okay. Pass turn. Can't kill my dude. Well, you can still kill my dude. But you can't kill him as fast if I don't play him until the end of your turn. Really hoping for a blue source, though. Nixilis. I'm guessing we're going to be discarding some cards. I'll discard Faithful Mending. I don't want to lose life. So they do create a dude.
Shake down the locals.
Yeah.
Your punishment
We'll toss that.
is my entertainment.
Throw out Cathar Commando. There's our blue source. We found it. We found the blue source. Alright. So let's play Mobilizer Mech. Let's play Hotshot Mechanic. No attacks. If we wanted to, we could have attacked first there. Swung out, and then they would have pinged us, and then played Hotshot Mechanic. But I'd rather them have to have two things. We'll discard Planes.
And you lose everything.
We won't discard.
Pleasure doing.
Activate your cult anvil. Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah. I can't stop this anvil deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. Alright, Weatherlight completed. Let's crew up with our commando. No need to crew up the Weatherlight. Let's swing out, kill the bigger of the two. Ship-a-da-pow. And I will be destroying their anvil. Let's scry, try to hit a land. Ooh, Imperial Recovery Unit. That would be good, but I don't want to lose all of our guys. There's a chance they can kill our dude. So let's go to the bottom. It would be very unfortunate for us to not be able to crew anything. Though that is a solid card to get things back if we get it going ahead of time. Really want to draw the hanger, and then I can crew without having to worry about stuff. How do you get up to 27 already? Holy moly. 2 rounds of having Nixilis out there. Boy. Boy, oh boy. Alright, well they have another anvil. I'm glad we killed the one, because those things just get out of hand. I'll take 2. I would really like to get this Paragon down. Alright. Drain us. Alright, my turn. Yay! We got a land. We got a Sarah Paragon. Now I feel much safer in crewing stuff. Can't play anything else this turn, but we can crew up our mech with the mechanic, which will let us crew up our Weatherlight. Next, to combat. Swing at your face. Swing at your nicks. You've been nixed. There's an argument to not play Paragon there and hold up Faithful Mending, just in case they're going to remove it, which, I mean, it could easily happen. But I don't want to have to worry about discarding it. Okay, lots of artifacts. A lot. But Paragon will let us start playing stuff from the graveyard. We'll be able to get rid of the Oni Cult Anvil, stop that from happening. So should be turning a corner in this game. We will block. They get to get rid of our mechanic, but we'll get to play some stuff from the yard. And we get to scry. Okay, we get a Cathar Commando to our hand as well. I like that, because then we can play something else from the graveyard. We could play a land from the graveyard, play Commando from our hand, get rid of the Anvil. No, I think we play Commando, Crew, and then sacrifice. And another thing that we can do here, actually, is we could sacrifice Commando, get rid of one of these blood tokens instead of getting rid of the Anvil, and that forces them to have something else for their Blood Tithe Harvester. So yeah, let's sacrifice and get rid of a blood token, actually. Scry, Island to the bottom. Because now they have to sacrifice both their Blood Tithe Harvesters if they want to get rid of the Paragon. And we have another Commando. Okay, nope, they have an Epicure, so they get rid of Paragon either way. Oh, darn. So that means we're going to take 4 here. But completed is going to be a creature no matter what now. Land to the bottom. And we'll be able to get rid of their Anvil next turn. So we can pay 3, but then we wouldn't be able to take out their Anvil. So let's play Commando, get rid of the Anvil. Don't want another Weatherlight. And if we're going to do that, do we want to play the land out? Not really. I think we hang back. We'll take 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Block the Harvester. And hope they don't get anything crazy. They got to cycle a land. And they get to cycle a synthesizer. Come on. Keep dodging. Keep bobbing and weaving. Be able to Faithful Mending next turn, gain some life back up. I'm just trying to stabilize. Just trying to stabilize. They don't have enough mana to play anything. So that's nice. No Liliana. That would have been a bad thing to have to deal with. So we'll block Harvester. Go down to 2. Yikes. Okay, we draw the mech hanger. That is awesome. That means we'll have 2 blockers. That's not enough. Let's draw. Discard. Discard. We lose. Okay. That is unfortunate. Yeah. We could have got one more creature. 1, 2. It's gone down to 1. Alright. On to the next one. So how did the deck do? It did great. There were a couple of games where it just won really quickly out of nowhere. A couple of grindy games. Did end up losing one to just a very drawn out game, but the core idea of the deck really worked out, having plenty of things. Everything in the deck can crew any of the vehicles. Recovery unit's going to get things back. Mind Lake Mech animating the other vehicles, so you only need one vehicle or one creature to make 2 vehicles. They're very resilient to removal. It has to be instant speed. Not many board wipes hit it. Farewell being the only one, I think, right now in Standard that can wipe the entire board of all of our stuff. The thing that performed very, very well that I'm going to want to put more of is Intrepid Adversary. I only had one of this, and I didn't want to put more wild cards into it than I had to. But he is something that I could see putting 2 or 3 copies in. Sun Gold Sentinel, exiling stuff from graveyards. Graveyards are very, very widely used right now. Fleeting Spirit, being able to dodge removal. All of it was great. And then Weatherlight completed, the main reason that I threw this deck together. It scrying through the deck and just being a 5/5 for 2 is insane. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.